Welcome back to Wedding Mayhem, everybody. I have got Holly from Blank Canvas and DJ Lee Russell is in the house. I don't know why I always do that.
No, please don't do that.
It never gets old, does it?
No, it doesn't.
I forgot to not do it.
But, yeah.
Do you see what I did there?
Ah.
So guys, picking up from all your messages coming in, we are going to chat about things we forget to do. And this is from things booking, things to prep for, and things that we didn't even think we needed to do. So we've actually got, obviously, a wedding planner and venue coordinator?
Well,
what do we call you?
Blank
everything.
Canvas is, we have a portfolio of beautiful spaces to get married in. And within the venue price, we coordinate the day and plan everything.
Yeah,
So I started in wedding planning.
Yeah, and you are obviously
DJ and host.
DJ.
Yeah. And
host.
Yeah. That's what you do nowadays. You're running the weddings with alongside people as well.
Yeah.
So
and of course, you've got me as a bridal boutique of 24 years. So hopefully, between the three of us, we've got it covered.
We might know something.
little nugget to help you on your day.
And it was the thought came to me when I broke down last week.
What, crying or in the car?
But a bit of both.
Then got on the phone and said, "I've got an idea." Yeah.
I had an idea, so I broke down because I forgot to fill up with petrol.
Oh.
But actually, it wasn't actually my fault. Just a little disclaimer there. My petrol gauge is not working in my new car. And
that's not your fault.
It wasn't my fault.
No, that's not your fault.
It wasn't my fault.
I hate filling up with petrol.
Do you wear gloves?
I run out all the time because I hate doing it. So I just feel like if I just keep going for as long as possible, someone else will drive the car.
The AA man will come along and then
get an
top
electric
you
car.
up.
I've run out so many times. And also the gauges lie. You've got a lot of time. The light comes on and my husband goes, "That's it, quick, get to a petrol station."
So I'm like your husband.
You've got 3 days.
I'm like your husband, and my wife is like you.
Yeah.
But that's why we bought an electric car, because then over night time, plug it in the morning, it's filled up.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So were you all right when you ran out of petrol?
I was all right. No, I was okay. So it just literally just cut out, and I pulled to the side, and I was on my way to look after my grandson. So I had to do an emergency phone call, going, "Hello, I'm not going to make it."
No.
Did he answer?
And the AA man came, and they were really good, but it was the people behind. They were just idiots.
Yeah, but it's not a nice thing when it goes, because it judders, doesn't it? It's not great.
I've never,
From experience, obviously you know as well. So you two are perfect sitting over there.
many
Yeah.
times.
I have never run out of petrol. I've been driving for 40 odd years and I've never run out of petrol.
Really?
Ever. Never ever. Never ever.
Yeah.
So it was the first time. It was very embarrassing. Anyway, so I digress.
This was the idea of
This is the idea. And actually on my wedding day, second, before you get me in it,
I was there at the third.
I did actually forget to do something. As I got rid of everybody in the house. So obviously I was the last one to leave. My son was giving me away, so he came with me. And I suddenly went, "Can't go." And he went, "Why not?" And I went, "I haven't painted my toenails."
Oh my God.
So there I was,
I know where you're coming
painting
from.
my toenails through the cracks of my sandals
Oh my God.
before I went. So literally I'd forgotten self-care, basically. So these are things that you can forget that are givens.
Yeah.
So I want to know, in your industry, what gets forgotten. We're hearing from more and more brides about suppliers going bust.
And it's not only a headache finding a replacement, but it also means any deposits and payments you've made have also probably been lost.
Well, that's where wedding insurance comes in. WeddingSure offers comprehensive wedding insurance, so you're not left out of pocket should something unexpected happen.
And it's not just about supplier failure either. They also cover things like cancellation and rearrangement. So if a parent or even you or the groom falls ill, or the venue floods the day before.
Yeah, and things like theft or your beautiful wedding dress gets stolen, gifts, and don't forget the rings, all starts from £38.99, 10 tiers of cover from £6,000 all the way up to £100,000.
Exactly. They also have a bunch of add-ons like public liability, COVID-19 cover, marquee cover, and more, so you can just add on what you need.
Wedding insurance can provide essential financial protection when things don't go to plan, and it does happen.
So get yourself over to weddingsure.co.uk to get a quote and get your big day covered.
And make sure you read the T's and C's.
so much gets forgotten.
I had a bride a couple of years ago who, obviously, I can't book the registrars for a ceremony. You have to, legally, that has to be the couple that does that. And this is all in their contract. I always say this to them. Yeah. And it was about 3 months before the wedding. And obviously, I speak to the couple constantly. And we were going over their day plan that I create with all the timings and everything. And I said, so your ceremony's at 2, so your registrars are going to arrive at 1. And she went, yeah, so who are they? And I said, well, the registrars that come and actually marry you. She didn't book them. No. She didn't realise. In all of our conversations, it had just kind of gone over her head. Luckily, she went straight online and they had the spot that she wanted. Thank God.
And that's very, very common because when I came up with my brilliant idea, I literally put loads of things out on social about, what do we forget? And that came up quite a lot.
And it's expensive. It's not that cheap. No. And so it is something that you want to know about early doors. Budget-wise. And also for the timing of the day. And obviously without that, it isn't really a wedding. So, that's the only time that's ever happened.
Yeah, but it does happen a lot. Yeah. Because a lot of couples think that actually it's a package. Yeah. So when they're buying these packages, they're thinking that everything's included, right?
Yeah.
And so you just think,
it's all taken care of.
It's all taken care of. Somebody's looking up, paying all this money, so you're going to do it, right? So, but that's not the case. And so book your registrar. But I did ask you because we talked about this before. How does it work? Do you book you first or the registrar first?
It is a bit of a chicken and egg. You want to find your venue, check that they're licensed and that they'll be licensed when your wedding is.
Again, very important because you might
assume
this.
Yeah.
And then you go to book.
Yeah, no, totally. So what we tend to do is couples will come to see the venue, they like the venue and they say, yes, have you got this date available? And they choose their date. We put the date on hold and we don't charge for that in any way.
How long do you hold it for?
A couple of weeks. As long as the couple are in touch with me, I don't really mind the time frame. Because sometimes it takes a bit of time to get their ducks in a row, get a quote for marquee or get a quote for catering and things like that. And I don't mind, as long as they're in touch, I don't mind holding a date.
Because it is a minefield, isn't it? Knowing, how much do these things cost? I get it in the boutique. We ask for their budget and they go, well, how much does it cost? Yeah. And sometimes, it doesn't matter what it costs because you'll make it work. Yeah. However, we had a girl a couple of months back, we asked the budget, she went, there's no budget. Because she didn't want to miss out on anything. Yeah.
And then
we were trying we had all the tears, it was say yes to the dress moment, everybody was excited. Oh, no. And then she went, how much is it? And I think it was like $13.99. And she went, oh my God, no, I can't afford that. And I was like, well, how much were you looking at? She went, no more than 500.
What?
Well, at that point, all her friends went, because it wasted her time and the come down from that and going, well, I haven't you can't afford that.
It's when you write into online now, how much is the average wedding dress? It will come up with a stupid figure, and then people think, oh, that's what I'm going to go with, and then they don't really, and they understand they've never been married before. They say they don't know what the package really is. Yes, you can it's like buying a car. You can get a car for £1,000, or you get one for like £100,000. But it's how you want to feel and how you want to look and how you want your wedding to be as well.
But this is where it's so important to be honest with your suppliers, because if she'd said to you, okay, I think really I can't go over this, you wouldn't have taken her down the merry road of try everything on. And now she's fallen in love with something that's unachievable. And that's a horrible place for us to be in, because we don't want that for anyone,
it was so awkward. Her friends were livid because they went, she literally just asked you how much you could go up to and blah, blah, blah. But we did. We sorted it in the end. But and we were very lucky that a dress that we did find within her budget, actually it was way under her budget, actually fitted all her criteria. Fantastic. But she was really, really lucky. But we have had it before where the come down is like they never get over that and they always want.
It's about prioritising where your money's going to be, because she might have said that to you and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, and by the way, we're going to have a horse and carriage, we're going to have a band, we're going to have a DJ, I've got this cake which is going to cost me like, I found the cake we want, which is £2,000. Yeah. So it's about them prioritising what they want, and they think.
We see this on the wedding day when couples have said, oh, I'm struggling with this, and I've got in touch with the suppliers and I've said, can you just sharpen your pencil, give them their best price.
Sharpen your pencil, I love that.
And then on the wedding day, I'm like, they've got bloody dancing hyenas. Like, seriously, I bent over backwards for this couple, and it turns out, they've got gold leaf.
I do find that if they want something that badly, they'll find the money somehow. But not everybody has
family members. Oh, just to let you know, my family member has just offered now to pay for the photo booth, or my family member has just offered now to pay for the honeymoon. One the other day, they literally, their honeymoon was going to Spain, and on the day of the wedding, the dad said, "Lee, can you give him this envelope?" I was like, "Yeah, no worries." And then it was a honeymoon to Jamaica.
Wow, I need adopting. But we're having a lot now where and it's just recently, the last couple of months, where they're coming in for their dress, and we asked about budget, and we're really honest, because we can go from £50 in our sale right up to 3,000, and so it's a big amount, and we've got 300 dresses, so it's a lot. And so when we ask them, where you budget, and they'll actually turn to whoever's paying for it, like mum and that, even though these girls are in their 30s, they're being bought their dresses, which I love. Yeah. And so they'll go, how much is my budget? And we had a girl that went over her budget on Saturday, and she topped it up.
Yeah, I hear that a lot now. So the mum will say, "I've given you £1,000 towards your dress," and then they're putting the other £1,000 themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like that's happening a lot. I hear parents say, "I'm contributing, but I'm not buying your whole dress. I'm giving you this much money towards it." Yeah. And then they're finding their dream dress, which is
really
double.
Fair.
Oh, it's not taking the mick, then, is it?
No, it's not.
And it's honesty.
So so budgeting, obviously, writing down what we want versus reality is different, isn't it? Because we are on these we talked about Instagram earlier, and they're seeing all these weddings. There's other shows out there that are going through, if you want this for your wedding, it's going to cost this. If you want that, and by the time that they've added up the budget, it's like a 30 grand wedding, and that's ridiculous. If I got married again, there's no way that I'd spend 30 grand.
But a lot of venues now are changing what they're doing for people. Like, you can go in there and go, I don't want a sit-down meal because I don't want to spend 15 grand on food and venue. What can we do? And I literally spoke to a wedding coordinator the other day, and she was like, we are letting couples not decide their wedding, but their vision is we can adapt to that. Yeah, we can, because obviously venues.
This is good to know.
That's what we do. We don't have any rules on, you can really create whatever you want.
Yeah, but you are different in what you do.
We are, but a lot
blank
of couples,
canvas.
yes. I mean, very few couples now want a standard sit-down 3-course. They want lovely food and fantastic quality.
They want fun, right? They want fun.
Exactly, but they want it to be very relaxed. Everyone wants a festival-style barbecue.
No, I can't do a buffet.
No,
I need to. Even if we're out for a sandwich, I do need to sit on a bench and eat it.
Oh no, totally. But if we're doing a barbecue, I always say have the food on the middle of the tables. Yeah, like you do not want to be known as the wedding where people queued, because that is all that will be remembered. Yeah,
or walking around with a chicken drumstick in your mouth on the dance floor.
Yeah, that's not.
No, you need to have seating.
It's not the weddings we do.
You need to have seating, and I also always think that guests like to have a spot. They like to arrive and think, that's my spot. I can leave my bag there.
Yeah.
That's my
ownership.
And it does. Yeah. It's not.
I've got
relaxed.
a friend that literally, whenever we go, hello Sandra,
claim the table.
She claims. She'll find the seat where she wants, and she'll go early enough to right, I'm going to be there. And if
when you move people from one side of the venue to another side, they're at the front because they want to get in there. There's table plans. Don't worry. As you walk in, here's your table plan. Take your seats.
I think couples think that it's going to be more relaxed to not have structure in terms of seating and arranging where people sit. But actually, I disagree, because I think guests are more relaxed if they know what's the plan.
You planned it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. If they turn up and they go, oh God, I can sit anywhere. Well, where should I? I don't want to upset anyone. I don't know where to sit. I always think it's better to say, no, you're on table 6. Just choose where you sit on table 6.
But I have a couple of brides at the moment that are going through really difficult times with their parents and family, where there's disputes, and so who's sitting there, and it's hierarchy, isn't it? Where you place people is telling them how important they are.
They didn't want to argue the other day, so they just had the bride and groom on the top table, then 2 on their own.
Sweetheart table.
Because they didn't want all the family to
sit wherever they want.
And they didn't want to argue.
Yeah. I find this so ridiculous, though. I mean, how could you be at your child's wedding and have an argument with someone? It's just baffling. But
it's ridiculous. One of the other points that came up was transport for wedding parties, especially return trips at the end of the night. Yes. So return trips always get forgotten.
They do. And whose phone number you give to that taxi.
Yes.
Because you're going to be on the dance floor. Lee's got the music on. You're not going to be checking your phone.
Yeah. And don't.
So you need to give the number for the taxi or the number for your transport to whoever's running your wedding.
Right. Okay. So the coordinator. Yes. Okay.
Yes, book the taxi in their name.
Or the non-drunk person that doesn't drink.
That's the problem though, because everyone at the end of the night is on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Or book your taxi for. No, don't book it for 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. So if
don't book it at 12 o'clock.
Okay. Book it for
12:30.
12:30.
Yeah, like
Okay.
15, 20 minutes after
Yeah.
the
Okay.
last dance will be.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you definitely have to book your transport. I went to a beautiful wedding, not too far away from here, and everybody relies on Uber these days, don't they?
Yeah.
And
No Uber in that area?
it was Reading, so no Ubers are allowed in Reading. So we could not get an Uber out. Nobody could get. So lucky, I think we were about 1:30 before.
No one. At last weekend's wedding, there was must be about 30 people outside because no one can get an
We're
Uber.
like lost children, aren't we? When we come out the
Literally,
wedding, like,
it
who's
finished
taking me home?
1 o'clock in the morning. There's about 30 people still outside because they're all trying to get an Uber.
Yeah,
There was none around.
Yeah, so pre-book.
Pre-book.
On your guys, on your invitations when you're sending out instructions of where to stay and stuff like that, put the local taxi firms and say you must pre-book.
It's also a good idea to get in touch with the local taxi firms and say, we're getting married, the wedding's at this place, we're going to be finishing at this time, so that the taxi rank know that's the location.
Yeah.
There's likely to be a large call for
One the other day had put 3 minibuses on because people lived in
I
certain
mean, that's really
areas.
generous,
that's a
though.
good
It's
way
but
to
it
And they did that.
costs money, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but like that the kind of weddings people you think of everything nowadays. Like you want to make sure people how they're getting there. So the people who took them to the wedding, there was 3 minibuses, took them to the venue, and then at the end of the night they picked them up and took them home.
Right,
and you can go back to one central point. Like
that's
you
what
could
they
go
did,
to the local.
Yeah.
Like if you know lots of B&Bs are in one little area. We did it at my wedding and we went back to like the little village where everybody was staying and it just plonked them all in the middle of the
by
village.
the fountain.
Yeah, literally. Right, by the church.
But
They
that
went
is-
back to the church.
But
and
like
all their
some of these
B&Bs were in that area.
venues, Gate Street Barn, in the middle of nowhere, that's a nightmare to get taxi.
We have, you know,
and they will come up to you.
take people
Can you remind everyone to book their taxis?
Oh, good. So the venues are
Yeah, I know,
doing
but
it. Good.
you're killing the mood a little bit when you're saying that to people.
I know.
If you could do that beforehand, say to people, not like 9, 10, 11 o'clock, like, can you remind everyone to book their taxi? I'm like, not being funny. Everyone's having a great time. I'm not
they
telling
don't
them
want you thinking about
I don't
leaving.
think about going
No.
home. Like, and I get that. I get why they're doing it because they don't want people lying hanging around. But
I put the numbers in the loos.
Good idea.
Yeah. And so when you're
Oh,
do it
you
where
could
you're
put it-
sat on the loo, so it's opposite.
You could put it in the in your baskets, in the
Of
flip-flop
deodorant.
baskets, the deodorant and stuff like that.
on the mirror, have a little notice saying taxis. It's
What-
hard
that's
to
a-
get taxis
I love a
here.
sign.
Here's
I'll
number.
tell you what, there's
It's a good
I'm seeing
idea.
a lot of signs in toilets now in a nice way, like 5-star
Which
reviews.
toilets?
People, well, I've just been in the toilet here, and there's a lovely 5-star reviews on the back of the toilet, like, which is nice. And you just like you do,
Perfect.
like,
No, it's a good place to give information because also it's quiet.
Yeah.
So if you're in there and you see, taxi, I'll phone now for a
pre-book.
taxi.
Yeah, you got
or-
time out.
There was
haven't you?
one where they had the aftershave, deodorant, mints, plasters,
You can
paracetamol.
put on there, so don't forget.
No,
your
but
book
there was
your
a little.
taxi.
There was a like a white board, and on there had like writing in done professionally, and there was things happening saying like order a
Timelines.
service and
Oh,
stuff
I
like that.
like
And
that.
so one was like cake cutting at 8 o'clock, first dance call by stay from what I saw, and then it said carriages at 12:30. But it did say that on.
So you could
in
have
there.
another one that says, here are the taxi companies, don't forget
Yeah.
to book it, and in the toilet,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
definitely.
Accommodation for themselves, guests, and even a wedding night hotel. That does get forgotten.
I've given a bride and groom a lift home before
No way.
in my van.
And how? What happened?
Well, they.
The music was so good.
No.
The music
Well, they were the last ones there.
Road trip.
They were the last ones there, and they just like worried about everybody else,
Yeah.
but didn't worry about themselves. Someone had taken their children off, the parents had gone, and
Yeah.
they were like, right, we need to order a taxi now. I was like, oh, don't worry about that, you're only going to the hotel down the road. And I literally gave them the lift to the hotel in the disco van, which was like...
Disco van.
It was literally like, I mean, I'm talking probably 2015, I know exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite... I
love that.
But they worried about everybody else.
This is exactly why
and
we're
they didn't
doing
worry about
this.
themselves.
Yeah.
This is exactly why we're doing
And
this.
also the next day, you don't really want to wake up at home and be back in like normality, I don't think. I think you stay in a hotel, book a
blues
spa
are a big
day.
thing.
Yeah.
It was...
Book a spa day the day after.
Yeah.
Like enjoy the
Mini
day
moon.
after.
Mini
Yeah.
moon. I remember that so much.
Yeah,
the buzz.
guys, do not book your honeymoon for the next day after the wedding.
No, give yourself a bit of time.
Yeah.
So we done a mini
we'll
moon,
discuss this in
and
the
then
next
literally
episode.
3 days in a little spa, and then we went because you're buzzing. You're on like literally.
Well, we went to Paris the next day. Unfortunately, I was carrying a virus and I didn't know. I was so ill the next day. You don't know this.
What I was at?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean like that. Love it. Yeah.
I was so ill. So we'd literally gone back to the hotel, and I woke up and I thought, I do not feel well. And I literally pepper dashed the whole of the bathroom.
God.
So I spent my wedding night cleaning the bathroom. I was so violently ill that I burst the blood vessels in my face. So when we got out, John went, we're not going to Paris. I went, yeah, we are. But I couldn't eat for the 4 days that we were there. I was so poorly. But so if that would be my proper honeymoon, I would have been so pissed off.
But then some people forget to book, take clothes for the next, not the next day, but they forget that mini bag for the next day, because almost like you need your wedding day bag.
Well, I call it like a hospital bag.
There, and then you got your honeymoon. So people forget in that middle bit, because like the next day they're like, you do see, because sometimes you're at the same venue the following day and you see people like, oh, they're wearing that clothes that kind of.
So I gave I did pack the 2 bags, and I gave the hotel because I don't think my room was ready, but I gave them my suitcase and John's suitcase for the next day, with a spare dress bag for my dress. That's a top tip. Make sure you do that. And they then put it in our honeymoon suite. So our bags and our cases and everything were there ready for us.
Or if you're leaving your venue at the end of the night in a taxi or in a car, you need to have those bags ready for whoever's running your wedding to put into the taxi to make sure they're in the right place.
It's finding the right people to trust of all these things we're saying.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, it's almost like employing somebody else to do that job.
100%. But if you're
and
staying
making sure they're there at the end of the night, because some coordinators will leave at 8 o'clock.
If you're staying at a hotel,
100%, they are not there at the end of the night.
No, they're not.
When I tell people that we're there at the end of the night, they go, "What? How long?" I'm like, "Until the bride and groom leave," and then security's on site, so we always make sure that all
100%. I think that's a great.
We talked about this, didn't we?
Which one? Which?
Can't name them, but there was a wedding venue. Literally, there was no staff. They all went home. And the wedding still carried on, so all the suppliers were there, but none of the managers were there. They all left. That's it.
Oh my God!
There was health and safety. There was an accident or anything like that. There was nobody on site.
What if there was a power cut or something happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Power cut, that happens sometimes.
It's got disco lights.
Yeah, but it's not battery, but it does happen.
No, we had a power cut a few weeks ago. We were like checking everything, and then the venue owner messaged me and went, "It's okay, it's come back on. It's just a small power cut. It's like it was in Guildford somewhere."
Just going back to the hotel, if you are spending a night at another hotel, you can put your bags. The hotel will look after it the night before, the day before, won't they? They will hold it, and
it's all about communication and planning. Because if you're going to get married at one venue, go to another venue. Some people don't want to wake up in the following morning with the same hotel as all their guests were. Yeah. And that's quite common nowadays. So all my guests are staying at this hotel, and then we're going to another hotel. So we're getting taken to another hotel, because where we are very lucky, like the hotels I work at around the area, they literally, or sometimes they wake up in their lovely honeymoon suite, meet everyone in the morning for breakfast, chat, and the buzz is still
I
there.
like that.
Oh, 100%. I remember the next day going down. And on Sunday, the best man said to me, "Can you do me a favour? Can you tell everybody to be down for breakfast for 9:30? I'm trying to organise, so when the couple come down at 9:45, everyone's there for breakfast." But that was the best man stepping in saying that.
It's lovely.
And I was like, fair play to you. Like,
this is reminding me of did it come in on the show, or did I see it on TikTok? I can't remember. But basically, that same thing had happened. So the bride and groom then came into the breakfast. Everybody was sat down for breakfast, and on their breakfast plate was a sonogram of a baby.
Oh my God!
So they were like, "Oh my God, they're having a baby!"
That's so lovely.
On that piece of paper was, "I'm having the groom's baby from the maid of honour."
What?
No. Oh God, the penny's dropped.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So basically, she had given him an ultimatum: don't go ahead with the wedding, and tell her that we're having a baby. And somebody chops up.
My God.
Yeah. I'm sure we read it out on here, or somebody, or a guest has said it. Yeah. So.
Did you see the one the other day when they said the groom was having his speech and he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're expecting," and then paused.
Yeah.
And everyone went, scream, "Ah!" Everybody to be on the dance floor tonight.
Yeah, I love that. Talk about children, childcare and entertainment for the children if families are invited.
Yes, and games, toys.
Okay.
Croquet.
Children shouldn't be at weddings.
Nice.
I'm going to throw that in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that in there.
I sort of agree.
And only because I
think guests. Children.
Your own children. You know, I hear so many brides who are upset who've said to you, "I'm afraid, Holly, would you mind you and your husband Lee just coming to the wedding, and because we're having no children at the wedding," and you go, "Do you know what? I respect that." Other people are like, well, why aren't my children coming? And it's like, because as a parent, I've got older children now, but if they were invited, fair play. But we were invited to her last year, and my kids were a bit upset they weren't invited.
See, now my kids are older. They're like, we would love to go to a wedding, and of course, you know, fine. But when we were younger,
FOMO, isn't it? They're missing out.
Yeah, I think when your children are older and you know they can cope with the wedding day, and it's not going to take me off the dance floor. I'm not going to leave early because they need to get.
But I see some brides who have children. I mean, bride and grooms have children now before we're married. No problem. But like literally, they're then no one else is looking after their children. So the one people forget is who is going to look after my child. I had an amazing wedding this year, and the bride was texting me, I'm just trying to put my child to sleep. Please keep the dance floor going. Like texting me, like, and I'm on my way back now. And can you get all the girls in the dance floor? Throw the bouquet. Can you get? And I'm like, yeah. And I felt because no one stepped in to take her child. So I do think that is a massive thing that people aren't thinking about. I mean, we all love our children, and as a bride, you love your child and you want them there. But please. Get somebody to look after them, even if it's a family member. Even the family members can't be bothered.
We had a really lovely lady that runs creches and nannying on wedding day.
Fantastic.
She was absolutely really brilliant, and she said the amount of children that get left to their own devices or get forgotten. The parents have gone.
Well, the parents have a drink and they forget about their kids. And venues are not safe. You know, we've got a car park, we've got water,
not if the staff are buggering off.
But they had one the other day. Literally, I think there was like five creche staff, and there was a bar in Canterbury, and they had literally a whole creche team. So during the ceremony, it's really. I was like, we were doing the music for the ceremony, and the bride and groom getting married at the front, and there was a woman in the bushes over there, a woman in the bushes over there, a woman at the back, and a woman at the back. So there's four of them there, as if any child kicked off, their job was to take that child away.
What were they doing in the bushes?
No, that's exactly. But no, she was crouched down in the bushes.
Okay, so they were hidden.
They were hidden, so that when the video panned round, you couldn't see them. But because I was standing at the back, I was going. Looks like it was just hilarious. Like, looked like SAS, like someone in the bushes. But she was there.
But that's how you do it.
Because literally, that was the bride who I said she had these £7,500 dress, £8,500 dress. She wanted that ceremony to be perfect. And to be fair, it was one of the best ceremonies I've ever been to because there was nothing forgotten on her wedding day. And when one kid did cry a little bit, like literally, it was like. Haribo's in one hand, and like the child was taken, so the kid was looking at it, and then by the time they got it around the corner, nothing was really, it was fine.
I think people sometimes forget that children don't really like weddings.
No, well, it's like
because the timings aren't always ideal. We had a wedding a few months ago where the couple have a little daughter, lovely, but she's like 1.5, and the ceremony's at like 3, exactly. So at 3 o'clock when they're getting married. She wasn't really wanting to walk down the aisle. She wanted to have a sleep. She looked knackered.
There's a TikTok out there at the moment. The little girl, it's a flower girl, and she's got a little basket. She looks beautifully cute, so cute. So she's being walked in by another bridesmaid. An adult bridesmaid. So the adult bridesmaid's sort of right, she needs to start throwing the petals now. So she just thought, I'll take the lead. So she literally grabbed a little handful and started throwing the petals where the flower girl completely lost her shit.
Have a meltdown.
Had a meltdown.
So laid on the floor.
Literally, screaming, then got the basket and just threw it up in the air. It was hilarious.
You have to have such low expectations. If you want children to do something in a ceremony, just go with whatever they can do.
I agree.
Last week, I won a little car. In the car. It was a car. Went down in the little car.
Oh, we like that.
But it took ages though. It was like...
Post-wedding breakfast, brunch venues for guests staying over. Are we catering for our guests the next day?
I don't think you need to actually pay for it or anything, but I think it's quite nice. Quite a lot of our couples will say to the wedding party, tomorrow we're going to be at this pub. From 11 o'clock. And then everyone joins them, has a drink with them. They get to relive, they get the buzz still going.
I think also.
But I don't think you need to put on another meal.
Okay. That's what they did. So what you can do. Meal. One wedding the other day, they put on a massive big spread, and it was.
I mean, you can if you can, but I don't. It's
I
not
think if you can't afford it and you don't want to do it, maybe on your invitations, seek out some places that they can go. Because if we're in the middle of nowhere or we're in a town that we've never been to, finding out where everything is can be a bit, especially when you're hungover. And
also after the wedding, you just want to talk about the wedding.
As a bride and the wedding party you do, but as a guest sometimes you think, I'm done now, I've been to your wedding. Like almost, I need to get back to
I'm hungover.
Yeah, I need, so there's a catch-22, isn't it?
I want my own bed now.
There's a lot of people like family, get the family together. I remember getting the family together after mine a few years, like a long time ago. But actually as a guest, I think it's sometimes too much. Like you're trying to recreate that wedding still. We want the wedding to go on the next day and it's like, do you know what I mean?
feed themselves in the morning of the wedding.
Yes. Oh my God. I always have this chat with my brides. I'm like, have you drunk water? And the day before.
Yeah.
You need to eat well the day before and drink well the day before.
Say the same
and not
thing.
wear socks in the morning.
I say the same things to the fellas as
Do
well.
you?
Fellas, like, they're like, oh yeah, because they all now, I'm very honest with you, say, you do realise they can stop your wedding if you've had too many beers.
Yeah.
You're going to see that. And I have this.
They are so unaware of it.
On this, on one of the first meetings we have on FaceTime, literally or Zoom, you do say to them, like, just to make you aware, the morning of your wedding, do not be intoxicated too much. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, in the last year, I'd say all the grooms are like absolutely good as gold. Yeah. They are literally.
You have a funny story about a groom was he pissed or was he very hungover?
Get a drip for.
Yeah. He hasn't heard this. Tell him.
So this was years ago. God, this was a really long time ago. I had a groom who went out the night before and he was absolutely ruined. I mean, he was grey. And the poor bride, she'd done everything. I mean, she'd planned every single aspect, hadn't forgotten a thing. Like, it was perfect. And he had been very uninvolved. And then
disrespectful.
He has the audacity to go out and get absolutely annihilated and spent a fortune. And she'd gone to bed. They'd had nice evenings the night before, but then he just took it way too far.
He went after party.
And the next morning, I mean, he just looked terrible. I mean, he looked ill. So I had to get him a drip. And I organised for him to have fluids for a drip so that...
Genius.
How good is she?
All right.
Genius.
Bride never knew.
You want this girl, always.
So and the question is, though, are they still together?
As far as I know. As far as I know.
Create a detailed timeline and share with suppliers. How important is that?
Oh my God, totally.
But I'm finding now that the amount of, so we have our entertainment timelines, obviously, and then the wedding coordinator and the venues have you'll be getting ready at this point, your dress, and you'll be seeing here and I'd say 85% of the time now, they're all different times.
Yeah, no, that's why I make one that has
so literally now, we are literally saying, this is your entertainment's one. Yeah. When they book, this is the entertainment for your venue. Yeah. These are times we would recommend, and please share them with people like yourself. Yeah. And they come back and go, we've made a few alterations, 15 minutes, 10 minutes here. Fine, not a problem. The worst one is, the photographer's going home at this point, so we've got to do the first dance at 6. Yeah. I'm like, but your evening guests are arriving at 7 o'clock. So do you want your evening guests to see it? Oh, but the photographer's got this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where it's tricky because a lot of couples are trying to save money by doing a shorter stint with the photographer, but it's actually it's completely not worth it.
But nowadays, if I know a photographer's there per hour, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, your job is surely to capture the moments, and surely you've got to be there all day.
So what do we do then?
Find a photographer who is much more professional and lenient and will be there until those things are taken care of. And just don't be very cautious of like package prices for things like photography where they say, I'll do 5 hours. Well, that's not a wedding. You've got 2 hours of getting ready. You've got,
you're and you want to capture every moment. Yeah, every moment.
5 hours is not going to cut it.
Okay. You want to also make sure that all these timelines go into central points.
There is some apps for DJing at the moment that you can get all the suppliers to join your app, and you're telling them the times. And I'm like, wow, this is just like, for one wedding, it's a Minecraft of boom, because you'll spend even more time on this. Yes, you spend a lot of time on this wedding, but like it's just a lot of mind work. Like, you just basically, Holly, next time we're like, how you doing? You're like, yeah, what timings have you got? What time have I got? Cool. Let's put something together. Yeah, brilliant, perfect. There's more of that happening nowadays than photographers like, but I'm only here to this time. But you won't get the photos you want. Yeah. And also, people want people to see a cake cut in a first dance. Yeah. And you want, on your photos, you want the cake cutting, you want the first dance, you want walking down the aisle, you want people dancing. Things have to happen at the right time. Yeah. You can't rush things nowadays. No. And venues are...
So are we doing weddings earlier then?
Ceremonies are a bit earlier at the moment.
Yeah, because they're trying to make their wedding. What I explain to people, like, yes, we want to get married at 12:30, 1 o'clock. Absolutely fine. Just know you'll be getting up at 5:30 for your makeup. Yeah, and they're like, what? Absolutely. And I'm like, you're. And how many bridal party you got? Oh, you've got like 7 bridesmaids. Oh, okay, so that makeup artist has got to do all that. What? Oh, right, yeah. So
and you're also feeding people more as well. Yeah. Because if they're there from 1,
but then also they're not partying. Their party then will dip about 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Right, okay.
Because if you've...
It's a 12-hour day.
100%, see, exactly. Yeah. And then, and what about forgetting to feed suppliers?
Don't get me on that one. I mean, the thing is that I get it, but if you're not there for all day, and we all need our creature comforts, right? So, but you wouldn't normally have a hot meal unless it's in the evening, right? So
when you get to a venue at night, what time do you get to? 9 a.m., 8 a.m.?
Between 7 and 10, depending on the day and what's happening.
We get there about 10 o'clock in the morning, and you're still there at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I think if you're a supplier and you're only there for 6 hours and under, you should not be fed. If you're there for 8 hours.
We had a band turn up the other day and asked for food, and they got there at 6 o'clock, and I was like...
But I've had bands lately asking for 2 meals. One on arrival and one halfway through the night.
I was in shock.
I had a band this summer who refused to play. This was terrible. They had been paid a huge amount of money. They're an all right band. They were fine. And I always check everyone's requirements, check their power, check if anyone needs anything, because I don't want any supplier turning up and going, oh, I need a step ladder. Like, I've got it all ready and prepared. And the band never mentioned anything about this. And halfway through the evening, they were having hot dogs for their evening food. It wasn't a vegan wedding. It wasn't a vegetarian wedding. And the band leader comes over and goes, my singer's vegan. She's refusing to sing unless she has a vegan meal. And I said, but you never told me you wanted a vegan meal. Yeah. And he said, also, she came up from Dorset. And I said, well, hold on, I've got more questions than answers here. What's she doing working so far from home? Did she not see an M&S on the way?
Yeah.
And lovely, she's vegan, but that's her choice. If they've not chosen vegan food, I can't produce it.
We do put in the contract
food. Luckily, I fixed it, but really cheeky to say they're refusing to play. I mean, they are literally about to ruin that whole wedding.
It was a thing when I was planning wedding that was a big shock for me.
Yeah.
You know, we did it, and you know, all my suppliers were
it's a
friends.
lot of money. It's a lot of money.
But it was a lot of money, and I'm thinking, well, I have to take my own packed lunch.
Some venues now, like if it's in a hotel, you've got £30 behind the bar. Thank you very much. You can go and grab something at some point. Brilliant, perfect.
But should these venues not be doing this off their own back? Because these suppliers are advertising their business. We had a talk earlier.
I do get that.
You know, you're putting out all this social media stuff and tagging them in.
Yeah. So not just social media. You're putting high-end social media, showing off top weddings, which you're spending hours putting together to advertise, to tag in their venue. Yeah. You'd like just a little share every so often, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And then some of them, don't get me wrong, are phenomenal. They're like, as soon as I arrived at a venue the other day, I just arrived for the ceremony, bosh. And literally, it was on their social media within 5 minutes. Yeah. Because it's like, they are...
You're also bringing customers to them because people are booking them and sometimes they will book you and go, I'm looking at a venue, where would you suggest?
Yeah. I've seen that venue.
You're only going to recommend the venues that look after you,
I've seen that venue. Someone last night, 10 o'clock, phone rang. I was just falling asleep. Just got a couple of questions about that venue on your Instagram. What's it like? And I was like, can you call me back tomorrow afternoon after 3, because I'm coming here. But I was literally like, so I will speak to them this afternoon. Definitely. Wanted to know about a lovely barn venue that we worked at recently.
Yeah, okay. We had confirmed dietary requirements for caterers. So again, we forget to ask our guests if there is allergies and stuff.
Brides are quite good at asking us though. Do you think that?
Well, asking requirements.
Just have you got any dietary requirements? I'm like, just no fish.
Yes, no, they do. But we have had times when guests miss a guest, or they'll change a menu and they forget that they've made a change to the menu.
Yeah, my bride's coming into collect dresses going, they're really stressed and they're like, somebody's changed from, they're now vegan, and didn't tell us, and then it's like 2 days before the wedding and it's the only vegan, and sorry, this is not a vegan hate, but if you have changed your diet, you must tell your couples, so that's really important. Practice the first dance, even just decide on a song.
Yes.
Some people change their mind on the day.
They do.
Or
the night before.
Yeah, some people do that.
It's like, guys, will you give me your songs? We're like, we haven't got one.
Some people do that, but they're like, oh, you'll sort it out. I'm like, but this isn't like that. Some people do forget to. I forget to give you a playlist. But the amount of that kind of is very rare nowadays, because you do talk to customers like on text and email, WhatsApp and Facebook, and they all message you like constantly. But they do. What the thing they do forget? Ceremony music.
Yeah. Oh. And the number of songs you need as well.
It came
you actually need more than you realise.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're doing your own music for that, if you're not having a music.
Because we as a company, we run ceremony music.
Yeah.
So as people are walking to sit down, like when guests arrive, sit down, they're like...
So this is the music playing before you walk up the aisle?
Yeah.
So you need like some music playing beforehand.
So we have...
And then you need you're walking down
Why
the aisle
do
song.
we?
Well, because it's a bit awful, isn't it?
It's quiet,
Turn
it's
up.
dead.
It's dead. And also, music will direct people where you want them to go. So when they turn up at the venue...
So we have
when you turn up at the venue,
6
it's nice.
songs.
If the music's playing, then people go, oh, I'll go over there.
Well, you're setting the vibe, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
So we have 6 songs as people arrive, because about 1:45 people arrive to sit down.
Yeah.
If the ceremony's at 1, 1:45, we ask people to come through. Music's playing, they come and sit. We've done a lot of outdoor weddings recently, so we then tell them at that point, leave your drinks there, because people think they can walk along with their bottle of beer, and I'm like, no.
Please don't.
Or when you have your handbag, which is in the aisle, I'm like, what are you doing? No, put your handbag under the chair. Or actually, put it on the end of the aisle.
Yeah.
So people do, and then you have 6 songs, people walking down.
He was a stewardess in a previous life.
Yeah.
Put your bags
But,
on.
you know, but this is important
People don't-
because
yeah.
people, you know, people don't forget. There's again another. I'm obsessed with TikTok at the moment, but you know, there's a woman that has they've done the kiss and they've declared them husband and wife, and it's one of the guests, and the photographer is at the back, and she's actually gone into the aisle to get the kiss.
Oh, there's an awful
No,
one.
the mum with the fireworks.
The mum with the
Yeah, but it's the mum.
Oh, the mum and the
no, but you know,
fireworks.
it's actually really sad. I looked into this because I was like, this is really bad.
Oh, this is when all the fireworks went off.
Yeah.
Was it the mum or the grandma? 'Cause
It was the groom's mum. So the bride and groom.
I looked into this.
I did because I was very upset for them.
yeah.
So they get married and then they do a dippy kiss.
Yeah.
And fireworks go off behind them. And at that moment, the groom's mum gets her back and she's like coming around the side on the aisle.
Needed the loo,
I
didn't
don't know,
she?
They were outside. Why didn't she go the other side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she had to go and do something. Because the bride had given her a job
Right.
of like set something up. Again, you need someone there that's not family.
Yeah.
But the mother of the groom had a job to do. That's why she was like quick out of the ceremony.
Ah.
But also really sad because she was about to miss all of that moment.
Yeah,
to go
definitely.
and
Yeah, but maybe the
whatever it was.
mum didn't know that was happening.
Well, this
Because I'm
is
getting at
it.
the moment, all of a sudden, the other day I was at a wedding and they go, Lee, get everybody outside. I was like, it's 10 o'clock. They were like, we've got a surprise for everyone. I was like, is it fireworks? They were like, yeah. I was like, you need to tell me these kind of things
Yeah.
because I've planned my music for the next
Yeah,
blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And she's like, get everyone outside. So I was like, please. And I was getting abuse because people didn't want to go outside. The bride spent like £4,000 or £5,000 on
So
fireworks.
you had to suddenly stop the music,
Yeah, yeah.
get everybody out like a fire drill.
Yeah, yeah. And I was just
Okay.
like, oh, thanks for that. So more communication. Forget to tell people certain key things.
I think also, I don't think couples realise that we won't tell anyone. I hold so many secrets for all of my weddings. And I've had couples say, we're doing fireworks, but don't tell anyone. And they get and I'm like, of course I'm not going to tell anyone.
Yeah.
But I do, like you, I need
Yeah.
to know these things.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need to know that you've got
As a wedding supplier, we hold a lot of secrets.
We really do.
you know.
Especially with the singing waiters. Don't tell anybody. We've got singing. Yeah, okay, I've gathered that because the bloke's sitting in the room next door with a white shirt and an apron and he's done nothing for the last 2 hours. So I'm assuming that's what he is. But like literally, I need to know, right, microphones.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then, have you told the hotel? No, it's
And I
surprise for
think
them.
it's also
Yeah.
What?
important to let the person know that anything that's going
Yeah.
to happen, because we've had it where Paul Frank Sinatra come in
Yeah.
and he said, I've turned up and there's been two Franks because somebody's put and like singing
surprise.
waiters that the mums or they're going, oh, we'll do this as a surprise. They really wanted them, but
Oh, my
they couldn't
goodness.
afford
I had that with
them.
singing waiters. I
So
had that
they
with
done it
singing-
because it's a secret and you know. So,
I had a wedding 23 where we had one of the brides had arranged for the couple ran a singing class and they'd arranged for loads of the girls who were in their singing class to sneak into the ceremony and then halfway through the ceremony stand up and sing. So really lovely. And
like
then
a Love Actually
the other
thing.
bride had arranged for the waiters. So I had, it was so funny. And they'd both called me independently and said, don't tell her, this is the surprise. And then they had other surprises for each other throughout the day. So it's amazing because it's lovely for me to be able to
you
orchestrate
coordinated
that.
it, yeah.
But you have to know. There's no way.
No.
Yeah.
I had-
And also the caterer needed to know because
It's
he's now
awkward
there.
then.
Well, I had one
He's got-
surprise last week where everyone, there was like on their sheet, they had to be sit down that way. And then basically halfway through the ceremony, everyone had to stand up and turn the page over and sing the song, which was on the sheet. I had to play the music. Life is a roller coaster.
Oh, lovely.
Because she loved Ronan Keating. I've never had that before, where you've played like a pop song and everyone in the wedding's got up and
Yeah.
sung it.
So it's like a hymn.
It was like a surprise
Yeah.
for everybody
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
sing because everyone knew that she loved it, and obviously Ronan Keating wasn't
Yeah.
going to be there. But literally, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, literally, but
I
it
love
was,
that.
But literally, it was so good.
and it
then,
sounds brilliant 'cause everyone knows the words.
Yeah.
yeah,
really fun.
and then at the last song of the night, what did I drop? Life is a roller coaster again, and it just erupted again because we started the day with it
Yeah.
and ended the day with it.
Yeah.
Also.
And I think that's quite important when you're doing the songs that you have a beginning and an end, right?
Oh, it's
you
amazing.
played my
Yeah.
entrance music on our way out.
Yeah. It's just it's little things like that. But yeah, that
Pack a wedding day emergency kit, safety pins, plasters, tissues,
Yes.
painkillers, etc.
Chalk.
in my van, I've got that. in my van, DJ van.
Disco van is now called.
It's like the first aid.
Taxi.
The taxi. It is, yeah. And literally, I've got plasters, bandages, pens, everything in that bag.
But you need to check someone at the wedding has that.
Yes.
But that's I'm the person, because I deal with, like, probably like yourself. You're with the bride before they walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
So when they're last song of the night, and literally sometimes if there's not a holly at the wedding, it's run by the venue.
Yeah.
There might not be somebody there who.
Yeah, it's worth checking with your venue if they have someone who has all of these bits and pieces.
Yeah.
For me, I always say, like for the dress, make sure that you've got white gloves.
Yes,
you
definitely.
know, because if you don't have white gloves, putting dresses on, because they've got their makeup on.
And your nails. I had a massive fallout with my mum.
Painted.
She was putting me in my wedding dress and I said, Mum, you're not doing up the dress. She laced me into my corset and I said, you're not doing the buttons. And she said, no, I want to do the buttons. I've got to dress you. And I said, your nail varnish will come off on the buttons. And she was like, no, it won't, no, it won't. And I made her stand in front of me and my best friend went behind because she had pale gels on, so it was fine. And my mum had pink and I was like, it will come. And it does. It comes off on the silk.
It does come off.
I was asked last week to pin the dress up, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But like, she literally
Pin the dress?
like, you know, then there was the thing in her to hold.
The bustle loop.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm literally this close to a bride's bum, and the groom's there as well, and he's going, we can't figure it out. Before she walked into the room,
it's always down the centre seat.
No, but it's not like I'm the entertainment and host. Like, I'm not like.
Yeah, but every wedding I go to, I'm literally in the first aid kit. But and that's why safety pins are important for bridal, because you can then make up another train as well.
Last week's wedding, I cut the groom's mum's, those ribbons you get on your dress. I cut those off before the ceremony, put them in my pocket. I thought I'm going to need those later, and her bustle loop broke on her wedding dress, and I fashioned one. Made her a lovely little wrist ribbon.
I had my wedding February this year. Beautiful girl, but her dress broke. Like,
oh God!
And had to have a safety pin to hold it together. Because otherwise, I mean, and her dad taught me to DJ as well.
So we always suggest talk about wedding dresses and stuff like that if it's a strapless dress, to always have straps made, like shoestring straps, and sides ready and little buttons there to clip it in, because these dresses go through quite a lot. They're not built actually to last that long. So if it does go or something,
it was a talking point, because they nearly came out.
Oh God, poor girl! Thank God you had a safety pin.
She's a beautiful girl, was she, Lee?
Yeah, but like that was saying, I didn't like. It's scary.
How did it break?
Yeah, she was jumping.
Yeah, this
jumping, walking.
I'm wondering.
And I think it was like during, like just after the first dance, it like.
It's the boning in their dress. If it's weight, if there's too much weight on it, or they're bouncing around in it.
Dancing. These these dresses. I mean,
so that's why you should always have straps made.
And when you get warm, they give as well.
They do. They do. We were talking about bustle loops when we were talking about bustle loops.
We were.
I was on about the dresses, arms. Early.
Arms, you did, and this is going with fittings. You had a bride that had.
It's been quite a big trend this year where the
arms.
bride
She had arms. She had sleeves on her dress.
So it's like literally.
I knew there was something missing, and
because they want that shot of them walking in, holding hands with their husbands, flowers in one hand, holding the husband's hand, and as they're walking in, the arm in the air of everyone being like, "Hooray!" But actually, they can't lift their dress. They can't lift their arm because the dress is, and they look
like that.
Yeah, they look amazing. They are beautiful dresses, but they can't lift their arms.
Yeah, and this is why you need to sit down in your dress. Practice how to sit down. It's moving the arms around, because you can have those.
Do they do that? Do you do that in shop?
Yes, I do it. Yeah, my seamstresses do it. You can have those sleeves tight, like that. You can't move, but you can have them fitted that you can still move.
And be realistic. If you're going to have them tight, you're not going to be able to do those sorts of photos. It's one or other, isn't it?
Yeah,
have them loose so you can do things.
It depends on the fabric. If you've got that stretchy tulle in it, you can move. If they look like they're fitted but they're not, you've got those shoes with the little slingbacks that have got the little elastics in. That works. Yeah, so it's about talking to your seamstress and practicing in your dress. Practice walking in it. Practice sitting down in it. I had a bride get married a couple of weeks ago who had a trip to A&E. Nothing to do with the dress, but she just did a low kick in her dress, and got carted off to hospital and did something.
But it's about when they change their shoes. They forget when you wear your dress in your heels, and then in the evening you take your shoes. You go into Converse flats, Crocs, whatever kind of you're looking at, and literally they've gone from that to that. So the rest of the night they're kicking the dress, but they've gone shorter.
And that's the worst time because then everyone's standing on it and trying to dance.
Yeah, and you want to have the best time ever. So it's just like little things you forget that actually a lot of brides now are changing. A lot of brides, they're forgetting if you change, like...
Your shoes. Well, you saw me trip over the carpet, nearly face plant it because I don't wear heels.
Like you were like flying, like literally, as we're all talking, you nearly went flying.
I saved myself, it was fine. But, it's things that you forget for your fittings. We're talking about shoes. You need your shoes for your fittings. The amount of girls that turn up with no shoes or,
and the right underwear that you'll wear on the day.
And the right underwear, not so much, it depends on what you're wearing bra-wise, but we put cups in most of our dresses, but pants are important because we want to see where your seam lines are. We do a dress rehearsal before you go into fittings.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's a chance to put your dress on, get...
How many times do they come into the shop then? Because...
So they obviously, from finding their dress, we do a dress rehearsal. So when that dress comes in, it's like a handover. So we talk them through what needs doing to the dress. Because the first time that they're meeting their seamstress, they've never met this person before. And
a lot of trust in their hands,
but then they're looking at the dress and they're not looking at how it fits on their body. Yeah. So we like to do that dress rehearsal. It only takes 10 minutes, but it's a chance to put them in their dress and go, actually, do you want it tighter underneath your bottom? I had the girl on yesterday and I said, actually, that could nip in under your bottom if you want it a bit tighter. She went, oh yeah, I want my bum to show. She would never have thought about that if she's with the tailor for the first time. And talk about the bustle loop, how that works, look down the side.
But also, can you forgetting when you're getting that, finding out how it fits, instead of having your mum there with you, have one of your
I always say
because a lot of brides now are going, Lee, can you get Sarah for me? I'm like, she knows how my dress goes. Or can you get Sarah? She's got my lipstick. Yeah. And I'm like, so on my list of things, names I need, I'll find out who Sarah is straight away.
So that's our top tip, is always bring the person that's dressing you on the day.
Yeah.
Because, again, the maid of honour I said, right, come in, I'll show you how to do the buttons up. Yeah. They're buttons. Everybody should know how to do a button up, but it gets quite scary.
But also knowing how long that takes.
Yes.
Because this is not just in your dress and zip up the back. It takes time. You want to be comfortable.
How much time should we be allocating to put your dress on?
I think a good 15, 20 minutes. Which I know sounds bananas.
More.
Do you think more?
I think more.
I mean, literally from nude to in your dress.
Because
nude, yeah.
Because I think if you, like yesterday, we misbuttoned.
Yeah, maybe more then.
And then we had to undo them all and do them all up again.
See, I'm never in that room.
If you've had a,
I'm with the groom.
If you've had a malfunction, you're right. You need time to get that sorted because things do.
Well, no, because
wrong.
I normally say 15, 20 minutes, but then it's not like then you go straight to see the registrars or straight to leave. It's like that time, and then I always give them some time to let everything settle.
Photos.
I never like them.
And you want photos?
Yeah, but I don't.
TikToks.
I never would want a bride to get in her dress and then rush out the door.
Yeah,
it's like you get ready and then you have a few moments to check.
That was the other day. Literally, she wasn't even. The registrars are waiting for her. Wasn't even in a dress.
Yeah, hour. I reckon an hour.
Okay.
I reckon an hour. Can I give you guys a top tip, please? Can you please strengthen the hook and eyes on your wedding dresses?
Yes.
Because when they come into the bridal boutique, they are not actually sewn in tightly. They're actually stitched in because your seamstress can sometimes move that around where they need it placed. And if you are a vigorous dancer, say, or you're big busted like your lady was, then you'll need thicker clips on those, not the standard little tiny flimsy things. They do break, they do come apart. So the amount of girls that come in and go, my hook and eye broke, and I went,
they're so excited.
Yeah. And we put it on our information that hook and eye needs replacing.
And you're hugging people a lot as well.
That's it.
It's a lot of movement all day long.
A lot of movement. So back to your question. It's normally handover with me, 2 with the seamstress, 1 to actually tailor it to her body. Seamstress does the work. She comes back to do a check fit with her. Normally she's good to go, but if anything's changed in that 2 to 3 weeks, then she's got time to readjust it.
So you said about the chalk on the dresses, getting marks on there. I'm finding so many people are kissing the groom before he's getting married.
Yeah.
And makeup is going all over their
Or
jackets.
breaking their flowers when he's got his buttonhole. Yeah.
Marks and Spencer's wipes, not an advert. I tell you that whatever they are putting in them.
Oh, which ones are these?
These are the blue stain wipes, but they're getting things out of everything apart from the lip stain.
Because they're all the ladies powder like on the they're all kissing the grooms before they walk down the aisle. I'm like,
what your top tips here is that you must put sellotape on top of that on any stain, even if it's a liquid stain, and take off as much residue as you can before then you start cleaning it, because all you're going to do is that the sealant is you're going to rub it in and make it worse. But these stain wipes, I went into work a couple of weeks ago. We've actually gone viral.
Is that the video I saw of you guys? Yeah.
Of my team. Oh, you saw it first.
I've not seen this one.
Oh, I literally went into work and the girl, I don't wear lipstick, I don't like it, but I wore lipstick just because, and I put it on, and both the girls went, "You've got lipstick on your teeth," and it wouldn't come off. We were trying everything come off, and then one of the girls went, "Try those stain wipes." I got it. Not only did it get it off,
It took your veneers off.
No, I haven't got veneers, but my teeth were so much whiter.
Oh my God.
They were, and I asked my dentist.
The video. Watch this video. Yeah,
I need to see this.
I got quite a bit of hate on it. It was quite funny. I'm officially an influencer now, so we went how not to be an influencer.
But when you open your phone up at 7 a.m, and then I saw this video of her 7 a.m. going. 7 a.m, I was like, great way to start the day, Sharon. Thank you very much.
I could do it on my dogs.
But be careful, because it has got chemicals in it, and I don't recommend it. It's just for silly people like me. But it did actually whiten my teeth, and I did ask my dentist. I showed him. He said, to be fair, Sharon, he said there's worse in what we use to whiten your teeth than it is in that macket. Again, not said law, but so
that's so funny.
We could do more of these, but we have got questions from the public.
Oh,
Can we do those? Yeah,
let's.
So this is another episode, isn't it? So we'll definitely. Oh, there you go. Dropped it all. So these are questions that have come in from the public, but I actually have. I actually haven't put it in there, but I do actually have a question that came through that was quite an urgent one. I have replied already, but I'd be interested to know what your guys' take on this is. She's staying anonymous, but her mum's an alcoholic.
Oh dear.
And she is really struggling with not inviting her to the wedding, and doesn't want her at the wedding because everything that she does, everything that she's involved in.
We've had an incident like that recently.
The alcohol takes over and it absolutely ruins everything.
We had the mum come to the ceremony.
Yeah.
So she saw her got married, which was the most important part of the day.
Yeah.
And then the mum left.
This is exactly.
That might be a good way to do it.
I have literally suggested that.
That's exactly what happened.
The wedding's quite early on. I said so. Basically, she's escorted. She's at the wedding, so you make sure that somebody's with her constantly.
And you could even have some tea. Like, it doesn't have to be alcohol.
Yes, but people bring stuff.
Yeah, but you could have.
Have
a ceremony. Have mum there. Have. Little tea party, and then mum goes.
But you can smuggle stuff in. My mum had a really crafty tip when she went dancing, because it was expensive, these hotels. So she used to make up her vodka and orange and put it into a hot water bottle.
Oh my God!
Because she said, Sharon, they won't check an old lady for a hot water bottle, would they?
I do. This is
then a straw in the hot water
bottle.
Talk about a hip flop.
Yeah, she's
twice the size.
Absolutely brilliant.
3 times.
So when you are a proper alcoholic, you will find ways of.
You could live feed it though. The ceremony or the wedding to your mum. The whole wedding to her.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
I think just being there for the ceremony, a few photos. And all I meant was like a cup of tea or something that's sort of
before
for them to share together, and then
everyone would appreciate your mum being there, and also understand, because probably everyone knows. Probably your mum's. They're probably going to know something. So just it doesn't have to be champagne
that's
and
beer
saying. Straight away.
Exactly.
That way it could be a cup of tea, straight away after you got married, and then soft drinks, and then on the lawn she can be for photos, and then she can go.
Yeah, I think it's the building up and the worry that if she's inviting mum to the wedding, is she going to turn up pissed?
And if you struggle with with any substance, a wedding is the worst place.
It is the worst
because
place.
It is a very boozy day.
It's very
and also we start drinking very early at a wedding, don't we? It's like straight after the ceremony.
Yeah.
So
I get the issue. I've said it before. I grew up in a household of very heavy drinkers, and it is that
So maybe to take away that stress from her wedding day,
not to invite her whatsoever.
Is you just like we were thinking about no alcohol there, but actually the daughter's thinking about, and you just said turn up drunk. I think personally you could just say, you know what, just draw a line under it. We're going to live stream the whole wedding to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, and also, we can arrange some photos later on. With you, and then if there's no one around, it's just
a photographer will do a photo shoot afterwards. You know,
if they're half decent photographer.
Totally. And a good venue will let you go back as well with your mum. And
a lot of these photographers will do engagement shoots.
Yes, that's true.
So before they actually do the wedding, they'll have you in and do that because they want to get to know you and your personalities.
Engagement shoot.
So I think that's a good idea.
They come in different places. They're doing like parks and.
Listen, guys, if this is happening to you, it is really, really, of all the times that you want your mum there or your parent there, and you can't.
But then you also don't want the stress.
Yeah.
And the anxiety that knowing that someone could turn up in that state
it is an illness.
Really difficult.
That's why you don't invite certain guests. If you know them saying that's your family, it just brings it 100 times worse. But literally.
I didn't invite a partner of a friend to my last wedding. And because he had a history of fighting people when he was drunk.
Oh my God!
And I didn't want, I didn't know him. And I didn't want that to happen.
No.
You
do hear these stories after though.
Yeah,
a lot of people. I didn't invite her partner because of Sam.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to find the old.
It's not going well.
Anyway,
I've got one. My
got one
partner's ex-girlfriend keeps cancelling our wedding plans. What can we do? It's anonymous. Oh my God.
My partner's ex-girlfriend keeps
cancelling our wedding plans. Oh, I think someone needs to have a word with her. That is
right. So the partner's ex-girlfriend. Oh, I see. It's his
ex-girlfriend's cancelling things they've booked.
I think. Okay. So we have something in our shop. You and I have got a story, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've got something in our shop that basically, because this has happened to us, where people have tried to cancel somebody's dress
and entertainment.
And actually, we've had this jointly, but we have something in our shop that we are setting up that is a code word.
Okay.
So when mum rings up and says, I need to do, can we change this? Can we do that? We need permission from the bride to do that. So we either need written permission and we have used a code word. So
if mum's picking up your child from school.
Yeah.
So
totally.
exactly that. Now, do you want to tell this story or shall I?
Well, you can. Well, it affects both of us because they. Yeah.
So we had it where the bride rang us up and basically
the story was massive.
Basically, the ex-partner had gone round and cancelled the whole wedding, the venue,
the entertainment.
Like
called me and said
literally everything.
Yeah, I'm cancelling you. Unfortunately,
all done by emails and stuff like that.
And she from the bride I can't remember. It was from the bride or non from the bride, but she cancelled us. Then rearranged it. Then we had the bride email us saying that my ex-girlfriend has taken my phone when she collected the children from our house and has got on the phone and cancelled all the suppliers. The wedding's still going ahead. She's cancelled all the suppliers. And then, she dressed, venue, entertainment, like it was
everything.
But the story was just getting like bigger and bigger. In the end, the wedding didn't go ahead.
Yeah.
Police
were involved.
But then we weren't sure whether it was true or wasn't true. But it was literally, she was coming out with so many different stories that the children took her phone in the rucksack home with her, and she got the kids to unlock the mum's phone and cancel all the suppliers. It was a lot of effort to do this. And
if she put that much effort into her work, she'd be a multimillionaire.
Well, she put that much work into her marriage, they might still be married.
It was.
Yeah. So set up. All your suppliers should not be given permission.
No.
And at the start, it might be like, you can talk to my best friend, you can talk to my mum.
No, I never speak to anyone. I speak to other people.
But whoever's on that piece of paper,
change a thing about the day unless it's.
We get a lot of abuse actually when we do that.
Well, I had the mum call me the other day, like we said about a secret. She said about I've booked singing waiters for the bride and groom. But she'd booked like ones that the bride and groom didn't want.
Oh God!
Because the bride said to me, "My mum's going to try and book some singing waiters and Elvis singing waiters, and I don't like Elvis."
Yeah.
So when the mum then called me to tell me, I had to discuss it with my wife. I was like, "What do I do? Like the bride doesn't want this."
Yeah.
So I did actually say to the mum, "I know she doesn't like Elvis."
Yeah.
So why? Are you booking?
But this goes back to third parties thinking that they know best on behalf of people.
Yeah.
We're getting it quite a lot with people arranging appointments on behalf of the bride, and I've had it twice this week where brides got in contact going, because we have 3 maximum guests and they want to bring 5.
Right.
Even though they filled in the form that says 3 and they've put 3 and they turn up with more people, and they've added themselves, and the bride's like, I don't want this. So
but then the bride then, I don't know how we got around it. I said to the mum, she doesn't like Elvis, basically. She doesn't want any Elvis played on the night on her playlist. Yeah. And she's like, she loves Elvis. Like, she doesn't love Elvis. So the mum then changed them to singing waiters, and they didn't sing any Elvis. So I felt good that I stepped in, but it wasn't my job to. But
it could ruin the way, because that's the thing.
Like
because that's the thing that you're going to remember afterwards.
Yeah.
My brother got up and sung Elvis at the second wedding.
But that's fun, right? That's
no, it wasn't.
but for him,
I had a bride who said my brother wants to play the guitar at our wedding.
Yeah.
She said he's terrible.
Okay.
And I don't know what to do. So I phoned him and I said, we don't have a licence for family members to sing at our venues.
Oh, I've done exactly the same
and
thing.
he was like, oh, what a shame. Oh, never mind.
Oh, brilliant.
She said, I love it.
I've got the one where they. Sorry, I'm just.
So you haven't done a question.
No, I was just talking. I was going to say with. There was one last week where the bride didn't want anyone singing. I don't want anyone singing on my wedding day. So when someone come up to me was like, oh, I really want to sing, I'm like, well, the bride doesn't want it. Here it is in black and white.
Yeah. Yeah. I think on this one as well, I think it would be really important if this was the situation with the ex-girlfriend cancelling things. When you make your bookings for your suppliers, say to them, we've got a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a nut job out there. And make sure that all conversations with them are through Zoom
in
or
writing.
face-to-face.
Nobody should be cancelling anything unless it's in writing.
In writing, but also having conversations through Zoom so they know that it's a genuine person.
My sister has asked for cash gifts for honeymoon. How much would you say we should give? It's already cost us around 1k. I have 4 weddings this year. It's really mounting up. And as she listens, great show, guys. Has me howling every week. And weddings as guests is really expensive, isn't it?
It is. It's very punchy.
A rule of thumb is normally the cost of the meal, 50% cost of the meal. For giving as a gift.
It's a tricky one. I think also
you give what you can afford.
Yeah,
surely.
I think you give what you can afford because,
I don't know. It's like I'm seeing a lot of people now turn up with gifts rather than actual cards. So like last weekend's wedding, there was a table full of bottles.
Yes,
in a little wine bag.
Will also do a gift
but
online.
But it's not a birthday party, right? You don't bring a bottle.
But there was a lot of people it was like lots of. So I'm not sure if they even asked for stuff online. But but like got one here. Brides on the Warpath here. A lot of stays cancelled late, and some of them not turn up. Question if they're even turn up for the wedding. Do I put them to the evening because I don't want to waste paying for their meal?
Fair point.
Yeah.
Sack them.
Yeah.
If people are not RSVPing, no, the etiquette has gone.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not right.
Definitely. No, sack them. What would you do?
Well, it's difficult for lads. Lads, I don't get organised. If there's a woman like Harriet replies to everything if we're going to do stuff as a family, but as a family, I'll be there.
But boys are rubbish.
They are rubbish.
Not all boys. Before you come at me. But most boys are, and they'll go, of course I'm coming. Yeah, of course I'm coming. You know.
But without realising actually what's involved by not...
Fellas don't realise that that's just cost you £150 for that person to sit at that table, canapes, drinks and 3-course meal. They don't realise that that's there. They don't think in their head so you've had to pay for that beforehand. Yeah. There's a lot of people, like last 3 weekends, at least one person hasn't turned up to each wedding. Yeah. I had some people not turn up to my wedding, which infuriated me because it was a lot of money. Yeah. About £500 for people at the table that didn't turn up. And I was like,
it's rude, right?
And also it just changed. Then the tables don't look right. That's 2 people that you could have had.
But then was that my fault for not checking they were coming?
Yes.
I just assumed.
What did Harriet say?
I don't know. I think we thought they were coming because they were like family friends. Yeah. Like my mum might have said, "Oh yeah, they're coming." Yeah, they're definitely. So it's like you check rather than someone else check, third party.
But why should we be checking that these people are coming if they have?
You're very lucky to be invited to a wedding.
Yeah, exactly. You're either coming or you're not, surely. So
weddings are not cheap nowadays. So
they're not cheap.
No, it's difficult. Going back to that question about the amount for a gift, it is difficult. I think it would be better just to go with what you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
But also, it's your sister, so you could say, you know what? I'm going to do your nails before you go on your honeymoon. Or like do something nice for her. It doesn't have to. I always feel like siblings don't have to apply to the list.
I wouldn't be offended though if I got married now and you turned up, here's but thank you so much, you're here. That's all I want. Like, and then I wouldn't be offended.
I wouldn't be offended, but it's not a birthday party
No, but I wouldn't be
or a
offended
dinner
what you
party.
gave
Why
me.
are you bringing me a bottle or something? I'd rather not have anything.
Yeah, but you can't turn up with nothing, can you?
Everyone turns up with a card,
Yeah.
but they have either got a gift in the card or they've done a separate
people
gift.
don't need to know what you've put in that card or the
No.
other guests, surely.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
Still
that's
a lot of
really
honeymoon.
top tip.
A honeymoon. You can contribute to the honeymoon. See a lot of that.
Yeah.
In the weddings we've been invited to recently, they said, thank you very much for being invited to our wedding. We don't actually need anything.
Yeah.
Like the old days when you give a list from like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Apart from my football team, quick story, he said, if anyone brings me a toaster, or there was a kettle, if anyone brings us a kettle, I'm going to like punch them. So the football team, we brought like 15 kettles. It was a Great Foster's wedding. We all just like took like a kettle each. Yeah.
I love that.
Just because like as bants, do you know what I mean? As lads. Just because
Lads.
people have got everything. Like, there's nothing they don't really need. But that was like back in
Perfect. So basically what I've got out of here is that we need to all be organised. We need to communicate.
Talk to everyone.
Yeah.
Be honest with everyone.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to offend people.
Yes.
Your wedding.
Because your photographer's like,
rules.
no, I want you to be here till this time. No, I want you to, like, I've had photographers say, I'm leaving soon if you don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
No, you don't want that.
Right, we need to round up because he's putting fingers up at me. Where can we find you, DJ Lee Russell?
So Instagram, DJ Lee Russell, Facebook, LR Discontainment, or on the website.
And mine is blankcanvasweddings.co.uk or Instagram is blankcanvasweddings.
And again, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for sending these messages in.
Oh, and your followers.
We've just hit 60,000 subscribers on YouTube. You did what I asked you last week. So thank you so much. I did cry when I got told. No,
She did.
I wasn't expecting it. It came around that corner and went, you do know you've just hit 60,000. I'm like, and actually
amazing.
smashed it as well.
Yeah.
It was 60.1 or something,
It is.
amazing. So thank you so much. We can't do this without you. Send all those messages. And if you're looking for a wedding dress, come and see me at Love Me Do Brides. See you later. Bye.